6 Huge Coronation Street spoilers next week, the 27th of November to the 1st of December 2023. Gemma struggles to cope as Joseph falls ill. 1. Ed continues gambling and puts himself in more debt. Ed Bailey is in for a shock on Corrie next week as Grandad Sarge arrives early. On Sarge's arrival, Ronnie suggests a big family meal, insisting that he and Ed will pay. As the Bailey family get together at the bistro, Sarge makes digs about his business, not knowing they lost their house because of Ed's gambling. Ed panics once he realizes he'll have to pay for the meal, and so he scans the racing pages, but loses his bet. Ronnie pays for lunch, telling Ed he can give him half later. Ed admits to Tony that he can't pay him because he's a gambling addict and has lost all his money. As Ronnie approaches, Ed begs Tony not to say anything. Will he reveal all? Later on in the week, Sarge overstays his welcome, before admitting his business is struggling and that he needs to borrow £2,000. Ronnie tells him that he and Ed can get the money together and lend it to him. Will Ed come clean? 2. Gemma struggles to cope when Joseph falls ill. Joseph tells Gemma that he doesn't feel well, but Gemma is skeptical and sends him to school anyway. But when Chesney is called out of work to pick up Joseph from school, he lashes out at Gemma for not realizing he was ill. Chesney later suggests Gemma isn't coping and she takes offense, calling herself a terrible mother. As the week continues, Chesney notices that Joseph still seems unwell, and so Gemma makes him a lavender tea in the hope he will start to feel better. Things take a turn for the worse when Joseph passes out. A horrified Chesney calls an ambulance, and once they are at the hospital, the doctor explains that Joseph has been poisoned. Chesney and Joseph return home from the hospital with a child protection officer, who wants to interview Gemma, who is horrified when Caitlin suggests Gemma may have poisoned Joseph on purpose. What will happen to Gemma and will Joseph be okay? 3. Liam tries to get out of going to school as Gary finds out about the bullying. Liam tries to pull a sickie to get out of school, but Maria is having none of it. While at school, Mrs. Crawshaw overhears Liam quizzing Dylan about the vapes, and she orders Dylan to her office as Mason glares at Liam. What will Mason do? Elsewhere on the cobbles, George notices that Liam is being bullied at school and tries to get him to open up before sharing his concerns with Gary. Will something finally be done about bully Mason? 4. Lauren is wrongly accused of theft as she splashes the cash on an expensive gift. In the cafe, Shona becomes irritated with Lauren being on her phone. When Shona later catches Lauren away from the call center, Lauren pretends she has swapped shifts. But what is she up to? Later on the cobbles, Lauren gifts Max a new watch to thank him for all he has done for her, but he worries that she has spent too much. Lauren pretends she has been given a promotion at the call center, before she is cornered by Sabrina, who tells her she is out of order for buying Max a watch. Max later returns the watch to Lauren, explaining the gift is too generous, as the suspicious Shona listens in on the conversation. As the day continues, Bernie counts the takings of the cafe and realizes they're £80 short. Bernie tells Shona there is £80 missing from the till, and Shona then confronts Lauren and accuses her of stealing the money to buy the watch and suspends her. Will Lauren get her job back? 5. Nina meets Isla for the first time as she wants to spend more time with Asher. Asher suggests to Nina that they have a night out on the town, but their plans are halted when Nina reveals she is meeting up with her college friends. Asher tells Nina not to cancel as she will meet Isla instead, and the jealous Nina kicks herself about it. After Artie's suggestion that they should make time for each other's friends, Nina reassures Asher that she is looking forward to having lunch with Isla and her colleague, Miles. As Nina arrives at Speed Dial, she overhears Asher bigging her up to Miles and Isla, telling them that she is a budding fashion designer. How will the lunch go and will Nina warm to Isla? 6. Ryan and Crystal grow closer. Crystal visits Ryan at the bistro and invites him to join her at a new bar in town, and he is delighted with the offer. Will a romance spark between Crystal and Ryan?
Xin chào các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh Spoiler. Vừa rồi các bạn đã theo dõi một